With Texas summer upon us, which translates into the spring in North Texas and rising temperatures, it is important and strongly encouraged for individuals to bear the heat in mind and the effects on the body. So independently, we want folks to stay well hydrated. Now, there's a new component to that this summer, which is the necessary wearing of face masks when out in public and when around other individuals. So to bear in mind, and as a reminder, if you are walking around in your own neighborhood, if you're doing yard work and it's a 102-degree Texas day, you don't need to have that face mask on, okay? The face mask, again, is for when you are in proximity to other individuals, grocery store, work environments, restaurants, barbershops, and the like. Now, having said that, when we are out in public and the temperatures are increasing, it may be that much like men in North Texas changed their cowboy hats and the style during the summer, you'll want to change the style of your face mask. So using a lighter face mask, maybe something similar to a surgical face mask that are now readily available at the checkout counter at gas stations might be an option. Or if you do use a cloth facial mask, make sure it's one that's made of lighter material, both in weight and in color, so you're not really absorbing that Texas heat. Making sure that there's also some breathability on the side of the mask, so you've got good airflow and good air movement if you are going to be using it in hotter temperatures for a prolonged period of time. So again, reminder, the utility of the cloth facial covering, the face mask, is to prevent transmission of viral particles from an individual who is carrying the virus to other individuals. Okay, that's the utility of it. That's how we protect each other. So therefore, it need not be a tightly occlusive mask that is really impacting your ability to breathe. That really is reserved for us in the healthcare field when we're in a room with a COVID positive patient. When we're going a quick trip to the grocery store, a more breather-friendly mask is certainly permissible. In terms of the potential for increasing the risk to your health of wearing a face mask in the hot Texas summer, hot Texas heat, it's really boils down to two factors. One is just the breathability. Can I get good air exchange with wearing this mask? And again, most basic cloth facial coverings or even simple surgical masks, you're going to have adequate air exchange. You're going to be able to breathe effectively and comfortably. What you want to avoid is a really tightly occlusive face mask or one that is of dark color. So a black face mask, for example, or a dark blue, something that is going to absorb those UV rays and in and of itself get a little hotter. And so just be aware of that. Lighter colored cloth facial coverings is what you'd want to reach for, and or some of these fancier masks that we see folks wearing nowadays that have really great breathability or made of fabrics that have improved breathing and wicking technology. So anything that really helps that airflow but also blocks the droplet transmission, that's what you really want to go for. So there are some individuals who maybe they have an underlying pulmonary problem. Maybe they have asthma or COPD or emphysema. And just merely wearing a mask, even under normal circumstances, may feel at times slightly uncomfortable or even give them a slight degree of claustrophobia. For them, it's really a balancing act. We would want them at baseline to ask themselves if they do struggle with COPD or underlying lung disease, is it safe for them to embark into certain social environments? Maybe there's some areas they're going to have to go to. Maybe they have a doctor's visit and they're going to be required to wear a face mask. For them, again, keeping that lighter face mask on that has great breathability is going to be important for them as well. We've mentioned the notion that face masks during this COVID pandemic are meant to protect others from ourselves. And by protecting others, we are ultimately protecting ourselves at the end of the day. Now, with that being said, we do want to ensure that the type of face covering, face mask you're wearing does have adequate breathability. We've said early on that even simple bandanas, I use a bandana when I go to the grocery store, those are effective barriers for decreasing the amount of droplet transmission to another individual. So again, we don't want this to be occlusive in a general public setting. These are not N95s, which we healthcare professionals do use and frankly can be quite occlusive, but they're supposed to be occlusive. We want what the general public should use is a breathable, facial covering, face masks, allows good air exchange, doesn't cause overheating or discomfort, and protects your fellow North Texan and your fellow person out there. Kind of a summertime message for where we are right now, because you bring up a great point. We're asking for one additional add-on to our list of three. Our list of three has been frequent hand washing, maintaining 6 feet, physical distancing, and wearing face masks. So the add-on for summertime in North Texas is ensuring that you're staying hydrated and that the face mask you're wearing is of lighter color, good breathability, and not super occlusive to avoid any feelings of difficulty breathing and the like. So hand washing, physical distancing, staying hydrated, which is a good idea in North Texas summer, and of course, wearing that breathable facial covering. I think the message is it's a balanced message of, I think, reward and benefit, that the usage of face masks is our effective ticket to a more normalcy of our everyday life. But we acknowledge it comes with an ask. It comes with a cost. Not being able to see that full facial expression of your loved one, even sometimes, or of a coworker. We understand it can be frustrating, but it is what takes us from the high risk categories of being effectively in the red zone down to the orange zone, lower risk, ultimately down to the yellow, and eventually down to the green. So these masks, while they're garnering a lot of attention, are our ticket to liberalization and increased freedom, getting back to work and getting our economy safely rolling again. So while we acknowledge the fatigue, I want to thank all North Texans for playing their part and using them to help keep each other safe.